It is time for Songwriter Studio. I'm your host, Tom Tranchilla. It is my pleasure to bring several guests on to today's Songwriter Studio. We have got John in Houston. It's going to be introducing Dr. Janice McLean DeLoatch. We are going to go ahead and start out with John in Houston. John, it's been a while since you've been in the studio. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. Good to see all you folks.
You had discussed with me the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame, and we have the CEO, Janice McLean DeLoatch, on the line. Janice, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Hello, everybody.
Loud and clear. Thank you so much for joining us on Songwriters Studio.
Thank you.
First of all, go ahead and tell the listening audience a little bit about the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and it's coming up August 27th. Hopefully this will air prior to that date. But explain to the listening audience a little bit about the Hall of Fame and who's going to be honored and inducted.
Well, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be on your program and talk with your listeners today. And thank you to John in Houston PR. What a wonderful guy and great work. And so the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame is an organization that was created because I do research on statistics and compile reports that support where women are at different time periods over history. And this particular one was done in reference to women in music. And what I noticed is that, unfortunately, women in music seems to be a recurring problem in the music industry. When you look at, which I looked at, a 50-year span, just over the last 50 years, women rank only 7.7% in 50 years. And so I looked at the Songwriters Hall of Fame and I looked at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I think that those organizations do great work. But what I realized is that there seems to be a problem with women being overlooked, which is why the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame was created, not because this is a male bash contest, but because not only in music, you can look at television, you can look at film, you can look at medicine, you can look at law, you can look at many different industries and see that women traditionally are underrepresented. But for this particular interview that we're talking about today, and this organization, Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame, which came about over the last 3 years, we decided to specifically work on elevating and celebrating and opening and creating avenues that will support women in music. So our inaugural program was last year in 2021 in a pandemic where we were told that you could only have 25% capacity in attendance, but we did it anyway. And so our inaugural year, which honored Roberta Flack and Valerie Simpson, Naomi Judd, Jody Watley was our host, the Go-Go's, Climax, and Jacqueline Carr. Our room was almost filled to capacity at 300, which is not a huge number, but it is when you're talking about a pandemic. And what we realized is that every one of those women that were there in support of just trying to elevate women and make a change for women in the music industry. And it was the most incredible, amazing, magical night. And honestly, if it weren't an organization that I were working with, not that I won't be honest with you, I would still say the same exact thing. It was just a moment in time that I have not seen or felt in a long time. And it was so fun and so magical and it was so wonderful. All right, now we're into year 2. And this year also brings forth an amazing just list of powerhouse dynamic legends in music. Gloria Estefan, Saida Garrett, Marilyn Bergman, who wrote a lot of songs like The Way We Were, which Barbra Streisand actually sang. And even Barbra Streisand herself is in support of the work that we're doing, Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame, and sent a video celebrating the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. And we also are honoring oh my goodness.
Loretta Lynn and Indigo Girls?
Yes, Loretta Lynn, Indigo Girls, Doe, Gloria Estefan, Rosemary McCoy posthumously, and Junko Yagami, who is from Japan. And so, again, another amazing year, amazing honorees. And this group I really like for a lot of reasons. The first one was amazing as well. But this one, you have all genres of music. You have Latino, you have African American, you have folk, you have country, you've got blues, and even pop and rock and international music. So this one this year just is so eclectic, and wow, it's just amazing. It's incredible and fun to do this work. So there's all of that.
Well, thank you so much for doing what you're doing. It will be held in Washington, D.C. on August 27th. And will this be aired on PBS or one of the public or commercial television networks?
We hope that at some point one of the commercial television networks will pick this up. I can tell you we do have a live stream link where people can click on the link. It's $19.99 for the live stream link, and you can watch it at home and still be there and support us as well. But it also is in person at the Jack Morton Auditorium at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. And it is Saturday, August the 27th from 5 to 9. So if you're in Washington, D.C., and you're looking for something to do on Saturday, we hope that you will come out and support the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. Not only do we do an award show once a year, because this will be an annual program, but we also have a museum exhibit that we've started and a scholarship program that the funds that we raise through the award show and sponsorship goes toward giving scholarships to women who want to go back to school to pursue a career in music or entertainment. Music, entertainment, and education. Sorry. And specifically, our scholarships, one of them will be for a woman who is 40 and over to go back to school to continue education or to have a career in music or for whatever they want to use it for, but specifically 40 and over, because once again, statistics have showed me that there is not a lot of support for women when you are over 40. So, what do you do with those dreams? Do you just, you've helped your husband or your spouse, you've raised your children, you've sacrificed your own career and your own life, and now you wake up one day and you're 50 and you haven't done anything that you wanted to do for yourself. And who's there to support that woman? So we also want to fill that gap as well as the scholarships for younger ladies as well.
I really like what you're doing, Dr. Janice. This is wonderful. I'd like to urge the listening audience to tune in online. Give that contact the online address again if they want to view the award ceremony.
So you can go to womensongwritershalloffame.org. It's www.womensongwritershalloffame.org. Not to be confused, specifically women, WOMEN, Songwriters, halloffame.org, and there you will see the live stream link on our homepage, as well as information and the link to purchase a ticket if you'd like to attend in person.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Dr. Janice McLean DeLoatch, and we really appreciate your time to let the listening audience know about this great event. We do have a Pacifica network there in Washington, D.C., so maybe they can pick this up and get some of the local people out for the show. Thanks again for joining us on Songwriters Studio, and good luck with the project.
Thank you.
Have a great day, Janice.
You as well.